And we're live. What's going on, everyone? It's Talks with Kenny. This is episode 90. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are going good. So, today we want to talk about how past Obama was pro-DOGE. As you guys saw in my little thumbnail there, Obama was pro-DOGE early on in his campaign, right? And this is going to be talking about like what happened to the Democratic Party should be studied, right? Because we're going to see how Democrats went from common sense to no sense. So, without further ado, I don't want to hold you guys too long on here. Please like the video if you're watching this right now. It really does help this live stream propagate more into the internet. I'm really trying to push this thing and see how far I can take it. But without further ado, let's get into this clip.
Everyone knows that getting rid of the deficit will require some tough decisions. And that includes cutting back on billions of dollars in programs that a lot of people care about. But what should be easy is getting rid of the pointless waste and stupid spending that doesn't benefit anybody. Waste we should be getting rid of even if we didn't have a deficit. Sure, some of these cuts aren't that big, but no amount of waste is acceptable. Not when it's your money. Not at a time when so many Americans are already cutting back. Just as
Yeah. Common sense stuff. Common sense stuff. Like, what happened to the Democratic Party that they went away from this? Maybe they started realizing that they benefit a lot from the slush fund. Maybe someone got into Obama's ear and told him, "Hey, look, this slush fund here funnels down to this nonprofit left-wing group and it funnels back to our party." Right? And this is something that I think leftists are slowly getting exposed as like people who are only out for themselves. And I'll show you, I got evidence piled up really to go through this timeline with how the Democratic Party became the current deranged party that we know today. And really, it all started going downhill even before Trump came into office. I think after Obama's first term, Democrats were slowly going like this. And look, like this is why I said I always joke around that 2008 Obama is like I wasn't old enough to vote when Obama was running for office. I didn't turn 18 until 2014, and Obama's already at the end of his second term. Is the closest Democrat. '08 Obama, Obama who wanted to have alligators and a moat around the American border. Yeah, that Obama, he's the closest Democrat I would have considered voting in an election. And this is why I always laugh when leftists come in my comment section telling me, "Oh, Kenny, stop being a liar. You would have never voted for a Democrat." Yeah, if a Democrat makes sense enough, I'll vote for him. But right now, the Democrat Party don't make any sense whatsoever. Let me continue with the clip.
Not when it's your money. Not at a time when so many Americans are already cutting back. Just as families are living within their means, government should too. Did you know the federal government pays for a website devoted to a folk music ensemble made up of forest rangers? They're called the Fiddlin' Foresters. I'll put their music on my iPod, but I'm not paying for their website. And there are hundreds of similar sites that we should consolidate or just get rid of. By the way, you're not only paying for websites no one needs, you're paying for thousands of buildings all across the country no one uses. For the last decade, the government's owned a massive and completely empty warehouse in the middle of Brooklyn, for example. Now, the government hadn't been able to sell this building and others like it because of red tape and Washington politics that held things up for years. But we're finally cutting through all that and plan to get rid of these buildings in the months ahead. We need to step up our game.
So I think you got a general gist of it. I think I'm gonna skip a little bit ahead because I think Joe Biden was in there. Like, imagine that. Joe Biden, what, 14 years when this video was made? Could he have imagined doing everything but being physically responsible with the government? Vice President Biden would have been mad at President Biden. Let's take a look.
Which the government is going to function from this point on. The American people are entitled to transparency. Look, a lot of this depends.
Imagine that. Same guy, different stages of his life. In the beginning, he had a vision. Hey, look, we want to be transparent. and isn't it ironic that Vice President Joe Biden wanted the administration to be transparent, but President Biden was an administration that wasn't transparent? And this is the evolution of the Democratic Party, I will say. Oh, what's going on?
On new, sophisticated methods, but it
Oh, what's going on? And I think we're losing. Oh my god, why is it going bad now? Huh? Ooh, let's see what's going on. See if I can fix it. I think we're good now. Hopefully. Error smoothie. I think we're good. Yeah. So back to what I was saying. Vice President Joe Biden would have been mad at President Biden because Vice President Biden wanted transparency. He said, everyone that follow after me, we want a transparent government. We want a balanced government, balanced budget. And he spent trillions of dollars he spent the most money during peacetime than any president. It's crazy. He oversaw the highest inflation rate in 40 years. I don't think Biden would have imagined him doing that 14 years from the time he made this video.
it also, we know, depends on relentless focus on making this a priority. Focus that can't be delegated. We're holding ourselves accountable, and we're deeply committed and focused on making government function better. We're not just eliminating fraud and waste. We hope to be instilling an entire new culture that not only our administration, but every succeeding administration will in fact pursue. We're going to give you the government you expect and deserve.
Craziness. And then 14 years later, that same guy would have oversaw what?
Everyone knows that getting rid of the deficit.
Millions of illegals coming across our border. That's the Democratic Party for you. And it's so funny. How did the Democrats get here? Well, fake news, right? We know this for a long time. Liberal media, ites. I have a chart to show you. So Democrats in 2022 says that they want the vaccinated fined, lock unvaccinated in their homes, send unvaccinated to quarantine camps. 40% of them said that. Take children away from vaccinated parents. About 30% of them said that. Fine and imprison critics of vaccines. About 45% of Democrats said that. Democrats are some of the most closed-minded people you probably will ever meet in your life. Just 3 years ago, 30% of Democrats believed that kids should be taken away from unvaccinated parents. Nearly 50% of Democrats believe that the unvaccinated should be sent to camps. These are not tolerant, kind people. This is what a totalitarian ideology looks like. And I think it explains a lot of what's going on with Chuck Schumer. As you guys know, he caved on the government shutdown, right? You got Maxine Waters. She always been saying stuff like, violent rhetoric or saying something about get them in a crowd, make them uncomfortable, make them know they're not welcome. Maxine Waters' typical line, right? Maxine Waters claims Trump is trying to start a civil war. Waters has a long history of making highly inflammatory remarks towards Trump. So here's a clip. Now, look, I know I made a big jump, but let's be real. Obama was the last kind of sane Democrat to win in the Democratic election after, Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton was close enough, but Hillary Clinton, the private policy, public policy stuff, it messed her up. Her saying, I got hot sauce in my purse. I'll never forget that clip. I got hot sauce in my purse. I'm like, come on. This is ridiculous.
I'm worried that Trump is on the edge of creating a civil war. He alluded to it more than once. He alluded to the fact that if he did not get reelected, that there could be a civil war. What does Trump expect? Oh, I believe he expects violence. I believe he expects confrontation. I believe he's working toward a civil war. We're not going to get goaded.
But the funny part about all this is we know, like, there's been a lot of news recently about conservatives being swatted, right? DOJ and FBI must act now. Violent left is trying to kill conservatives and their family members, right? Recently, I reported news about how Alex Jones, one of his reporters, got murdered. We don't know if it's connected to anything he has done, but numerous conservative kind of accounts with 900 followers on X has reported that their family members has been swatted tonight. Dozens of cops attempted to kick down, my door, right? FBI, this is effing terrorism, and the FBI should treat it as such, right? And this is the funny part with left wing violence and left, like when the left keeps trying to pretend or virtue signal on this idea that they're so much better than us, they're so much more tolerant than us. This is the crap that we're talking about. Like it flies in the face of reality. You got leftists right now burning Tesla chargers, destroying Teslas, attacking Tesla dealerships over Elon Musk. And this is where we start going away from Democrats. They started to make sense, and now Democrats are not making sense. And this is one of the biggest reasons why is because of the fact that I played and beat Final Fantasy, and for the first time, it's one of the best games ever made. Shout out to the Dance with Incels. Thanks for showing up. This afternoon, another popular conservative with 1.3 million followers on X revealed that he and his family was victim of a fake swatting attack. And it's been some of the main ways that that leftists try to interfere with conservatism or conservative accounts. And this is due to their fact that they believe they're so much better than, I think I kind of talk about the psyche of the leftists, that they think you're so evil that every action is justified against you. And we're going to talk a little bit about protesting, right? I kind of segue from what I was talking about because I keep seeing my stream glitching, but hopefully it's fine now. We're going to talk about protesting that's been going on, as we've seen from Trump Tower getting pretty much raided in the lobby, the swattings of these conservative of accounts. When they can't beat you on the battlegrounds of ideas, the left tends to resort to violence. And we have numerous clips, especially on these on your street videos. Like, I don't understand how the left can still sit here and pretend and virtue signal on this idea that, oh my God, we're so much more safer than the right. FBI and their mom always complain about, oh, far right extremists, far right protesters, far right violence. And I'm like, where's the far right? Like, the far right violence they can give me is January 6th. Okay, some people got rowdy, hit a cop. That's child's play compared to what BLM did during the summer. And I love bringing up BLM because it's a prime example. Liberals got mad when I talk about BLM, how much damage it caused, how much people BLM killed, how much lives that BLM affected more directly than January 6th did. And they want to talk about, Donald Trump pardoned the January 6ers. Yeah, after 3 years. Your people got out after 3 days. You guys killed a cop, David Dunn, and I don't even know if they still got their perpetrators. Y'all destroyed businesses in these neighborhoods where many of these people lived that they couldn't even make a living anymore, and they had to move out. And then y'all be the same people complaining about how you got food deserts in your in these blue states, blue cities, blue districts, in these largely minority populated areas. You want to complain, oh my God, Walmart is closing their shop, Target is closing their shop. Then when you go back to that same area in 2020, you saw that Walmart, Target was getting looted out of existence, losing money in the area. And you expected people to stay? And this is some of the reason why I think a lot of Americans are tired of the victimhood that's going on right now with the Democratic Party and a lot of these people that support this party. But I digress. I want to get into this segment here.
I don't have time to go protest. But they all had the same T-shirts. They all had the same signs. They all had the same plan. That takes organization, Katie.
And they happen to always be in the middle of the workday. So yes, it takes organization. There are actually a number of hostage families that have sued nonprofits in the United States for allegedly organizing.
I don't know what is going on. Sorry guys. I honestly don't know what's going on with my stream today. Like nothing nothing's working as expected today. But hey, whatever. I want to talk about that. All these protesters, oh, they got a lot of time on their hands. And one of the things I always talk about is like how Donald Trump won the working class. These protesters are not working. I bet you. A lot of them are young. A lot of them got a lot of time. And it's so, I don't want to say it was ridiculous, but it's on par with what the Democrats stand for, honestly. No, like Democrats, when these protesters come out, they're not doing anything productive. We all know, hey, this is all based on vitriol. This is based on a narrative that they're trying to create. For instance, the protesting stuff. I talked about this, but Democrats has been trying really hard to paint this narrative that people regret voting for Donald Trump. Yeah, the volume was too low. Yeah, I'll fix that. I don't know what's going on. My stream is like all over the place today because the something's not working today. But hopefully, I fix the volume now. But Democrats have been trying to put up this narrative that people regret their vote for Trump, and I think this organization from protesters, the fact that they're destroying Teslas, I don't believe it. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. They're doing these protests during work days. Like, come on. I don't think these are Trump supporters that are doing all this. But let's hear what the Democrats have to say.
What do we think about how the people who voted for him are viewing the moment we're in?
I think that there's a lot of regret. I think that the sycophants, there's nothing that you can say about them. Like there is a real cult that is taking place, and they follow their leader and they believe whatever he says, and they're just going to get in line. And then there are those that are like, well, wait a minute. Like
the cult accusation is rich coming from her, because what kind of party, like they want to talk about how MAGA is a cult, right? But MAGA vehemently disagree with each other. The conservatives, how much conservative drama happened on this side of the internet with conservatives bickering and arguing against each other? Remember when Elon Musk said something about the H1B1s, and it sparked a whole, Democrats was lapping it up. Leftists was lapping it up. Oh my God, it's a civil war on the conservative rights. It's a civil war. Now look at them. Now this same lady is mad at Chuck Schumer because he took the reasonable approach and evaded a government shutdown because he didn't want to give Donald Trump more power and more discretion on deciding what is essential for the government. But we're in a cult. We're in a cult, but you can't tell me what a woman is. We're in a cult, but if I ask a Democrat, what's weird? What's more weird, right? What's more weird? Republicans calling out the craziness of the transgender movement, or you actually thinking you're a woman because being born a man? The Republican Party is weird because they're so obsessed with culture war issues. Trans-identifying House member torched for claiming Republicans are weird and bizarre. Look, Democrats, I'm trying to be nice. Democrats have no ground to call anyone weird or bizarre, especially not in a cult. Like, Democrats, you are the least tolerant people in the political spectrum. Democrats are the least tolerant people in the political spectrum, and they have the audacity to call people on the right in a cult? Yeah, okay.
that is taking place, and they follow their leader and they believe whatever he says, and they're just going to get in line. And then there are those that are like, well, wait a minute. Like, why is it that I don't have health care? But the billionaires are still having like multi-million-dollar weddings? Like, why is it that I'm not going to be able to go to college, or my kid isn't going to be able to go to college, or I'm not going to be able to eat because they're getting, like, wait a minute, what is the point of this? Like, what is happening?
What do we think about how the people who voted for him are?
Like, that's how a Democratic voter think about things. Oh, well, I'm gonna get my health care from your health insurance. If you're working, even if you're not working, you have Medicare. What like, coming from the wrong perspective, right? Coming from the wrong perspective. Now, I want to highlight I want to highlight something about the Democrats that they seem to not want to recognize. So under Biden, we had a lot of population growth, right? And it's been recently found out that the population growth in America was mostly due to Joe Biden and him importing a lot of immigrants. Oh, I think this is the wrong one. What is going on today? Give me 1 sec. I'm trying to find it. This is crazy. I hope I'm good now. Oh, wait, no, I'm not good. Okay, I think I'm good now. I might have to close the stream, bro. I might have to close the stream. Let me see something. Let me see. Okay, I think I'm good. Hopefully I'm good. I don't know what's going on with my internet today. My internet always runs fine, and then moment I'm done with work, they want to do this. So Biden was caught fudging his numbers as per usual. We should know this already about Biden, the Democrats. They want to talk about we're in a cult, but they don't want to call out this BS.
Every day between now and November, the American people are going to know that the only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump and his MAGA Republican friends.
Donald Trump.
Now remember, this guy's president. Remember, Trump had less border crossings than he had in what? I think Biden had more boarding crossings in the first 2 years of his administration than Donald Trump had his entire term as president. Now you see the effects. Like, this is the funny part about these people. They want to sit here and bold-faced lie in your face. And then Democrat politicians will sit here and tell you that, oh yeah, people who support Donald Trump, they're in a cult. No, that sounds like projection. That sounds like a confession on your part, Democrats. And this is something that Democrats, their supporters, the Congress people themselves, they perpetuate this in reality. They don't question anything that comes from their side. They only want to criticize the right. They only want to look at the right. They don't want to look at their inefficiencies. They don't want to look at their shortcomings. The only time they'll criticize a Democrat if the Democrat is not doing something to make the party more extreme. Like, progressives will criticize liberals. Liberals will never criticize. Oh, they do criticize progressives now because they've seen that progressives are costing them elections. This is why you see Gavin Newsom's trying to moderate his stance. But when they sit here and keep, like, this is what exposed the Democratic Party. You have to be better than Trump, and you have to actually be better than Trump. You can't pretend you're better than Trump, and then we're looking at your actions, and we're like, this is BS.
Every day between now and November, the American people are going to know that the only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump and his MAGA Republican friends.
Donald Trump does not care about border security. He only cares about himself. Talking a big game about securing our border, but he does not walk the walk. Or as my friend Quavo would say, he does not walk it like he talks it.
Every day between now and...
Now, that's called right there, right? All that ish they were talking, all that ish. And who had the lowest border crossings to date, right? Donald Trump did. And the funny part is, as usual with the Biden administration, they fudged the numbers. They didn't
just cook the books. They cooked the whole library. That's what they did. Of course they're making stuff up to deceive the American people. They needed the numbers to back up the myth of the border is secure and there is no crisis. So it doesn't surprise anybody. But what a change. Donald Trump's line in his address to Congress about you didn't need a new law, you needed a new president, was 100% accurate.
And to Ari's point, so maybe it's not surprising, but that doesn't make it less shocking, Kaylee, because every single numbers represent like a terrible of this administration.
It sure does. And you have the Biden administration cheating the numbers. That's amazing. Look at this headline. I couldn't believe it. I texted around. I was like, this can't be real. This happened in the middle of the Biden administration. This is NBC News this morning. Immigration accounted for all.
I hope the live stream hasn't been too bad. I'm recording this live. If you're watching this live, I know it was very choppy. I don't know what's going on with my internet, guys. I apologize in advance. But I want to point this out. Immigration accounted for all U.S. population growth in 2022 and 2023. First time since 1850. Make that make sense. He doesn't walk it like he talk it. What Kamala Harris talking about? Democrats, we're in a cult? You sure about that? You sure Democrats that MAGA and American First is in a cult? Man got fudging the numbers. Man had newspapers behind him telling you that his economy is strong. His economy is not in a recession. Even though there was 2 back-to-back negative GDP growth, which signify a recession. If it was Trump, y'all would have said it was a recession. But because it happened under Biden, y'all said it's not a recession. Make it make sense. All new population growth was immigrants between 2022 and 2023. You fudged the numbers by downplaying, oh, look, immigration, we got a strong border, by reclassifying ICE apprehensions as arrest. Wow.
Look at that.
Wow.
All U.S. population growth in 2022 to 23, the first time since 1850. So you had the entirety of the increase of the U.S. population coming from immigration, most of it illegal, rather than live births of U.S. citizens. That's stunning. And this as they're cooking the numbers. Bill Malugin, though, sent some real numbers, and I love it. He gives all this data. I just have so much fun on my calculator. He just sent out some new data that gotaways are down to about 77 a day. That is down from 1,080. There you go.
Remember what, like, this is how Democrats became the party of no sense. You're going to tell me Donald Trump already, like 2024, during the campaign, Biden and Kamala keep trying to put this narrative, oh, Donald Trump don't really care about the border? You mean between 2016 and 2016 to 2020, Donald Trump had less border crossings than you currently had during your last 4 years, Democrats, Kamala Harris, and Joe Biden. Donald Trump says, hey, I'm running on the border again. And America remembers that. They're like, yeah. I remember that guy. That border was secure. And look at where we're living now. If you had trusted Democrats, we probably would have had the same situation, if not worse. But America's not buying it no more. And this is how Democrats lose their face. This is how Democrats lose their credibility. Because they sit here and blatantly try to tell you things that are false. How is it that how is it your population grew solely based on immigration? Liberals tell you, oh, we got to worry about right-wing violence. And they're pretending like left-wingers don't have any violence. But the DOJ don't want to investigate left-wing violence. Why? Dealerships get firebombs, conservatives getting swatted, Tesla owners getting targeted, Trump nearly got shot twice. Like, what the hell they're doing? What the hell they're doing? This is how the Democrats party become the party of uncommon sense. And then I was about to say something not nice. This party has the gall to call Republicans weird and bizarre. But you got a trans-identifying man pretending to be a woman. And they have the audacity to call the chutzpah of these people. That's a new word I learned today. Craziness. Let's hear it. Let's hear the party of insanity. Let's hear the party of insanity. Let's go. You got Dylan Mulvaney going on The View, right? But Republicans are weird. You said MAGA's in a cult, but you're not in a cult for believing that this man is a woman. Yo, I don't know what the hell. It's probably my computer, guys. My bad. I'm gonna have to play it like this for you guys. Sorry about that. I have to play it like this for you guys. What the? I've never been so frustrated in my life right now. Yo, what the hell's going on? Sorry, guys. Yo, my internet, like, it's always been so reliable. Now what's going on? Okay, without further ado, let's get into this weirdness.
We will not take a lecture on decorum from a party that incited an insurrection.
I'm tired of that narrative. Honestly, I'm tired of that narrative. I'm not going to take a lecture from a party that incited a insurrection. I'm not going to take a lecture from a party that bailed out rioters, looters, killers, robbers, thieves. I say multiple words that meant the same thing, but you know what I'm saying. I'm not going to take a lecture from a party that have people in the mainstream media calling their supporters fiery but mostly peaceful. During COVID, when we're all supposed to be inside, no one was supposed to be outside. Oh, COVID doesn't affect protesters. Make it make sense. Your supporters in Seattle damn near created a lawless zone inside Seattle. Well, but you don't want to talk about that. But you want to lecture us on one day when you did an entire summer. You out here killing conservatives. There's stories. I can show you stories where there's legitimately people where a Republican congresswoman died, conservatives got killed. Now my internet want to be good. Maybe YouTube. YouTube trying to hold your boy back. I'm sorry, man. YouTube trying to hold your boy back. Now my internet's working. Oh my God. Let me go back. Now my internet's working. Look at this crap. But whatever. We'll push through. Let's get back into it. This is the party that's calling Republicans weird and bizarre. Okay.
Take a lecture on decorum from a party that incited an insurrection. I appear to live rent-free in the minds of some of my Republican colleagues. I wish that they would spend even a fraction of the time that they spend thinking about me, thinking about how to lower the costs for American families. I wish.
Are gas prices not going down? Are egg prices not going down? But y'all still find something to complain about. But you know, this is the part that calls Republicans weird and bizarre. Oh, Daily Wire, you let me down. Oh, that's what I get for talking crap. Now look, I am so sorry for this stream, guys.
I wish they would spend a fraction of the time that they spend thinking about me, figuring out how to make government actually work better, rather than making it work worse in order to prove that government can't work. They are obsessed with culture war issues. The Republican Party is obsessed with culture war issues. It is weird and it is bizarre. And the American people deserve serious legislators, serious elected officials who are focused on bringing people together to deliver real results for the American people.
But the consensus on X was that McBride was not really in a position to make that judgment call. The American people deserve serious elected officials, says the man who believes he's a woman. LOL, former NCAA swimmer Riley Gaines posted. That burn was legendary. Man pretending they're women and demanding that everyone goes along with it is weird and bizarre, added the Heritage Foundation. I mean, you set yourself up for that one. I don't know. I kind of think it's weirder and more bizarre for a man to claim that a man can become a woman than to put on lady face and demand everyone participate in an obvious delusion, the Federalist John Daniels Davison posted. Hey, man, walked right into that one. And this is how Democrats ended up being the least favored party in America right now. All right, they want to sit here and, I guess, bludgeon people, try to guilt trip people, but I think America is seeing through it. Guilt has so fugitively stolen into many hearts and minds that people feel apologetic about being civilized, educated, and productive when others are barbaric, uneducated, parasitic. When a society apologizes to barbarianism, something has gone very fundamentally wrong. is wrong at a very fundamental level. And I think this is best exclaims the current circumstance we are with um, transgenderism, right, and all these other issues that we're facing with the Democratic Party and with leftists. Leftists see perception. Leftists believe that they should rule based on their perception. Conservatives believe we should rule based on reality. If something doesn't work in reality, we should stop doing that. And I think this conversation between Charlie Kirk and this leftist perfectly articulates my thoughts about how leftists, they try to condition you based on perception, and conservatives live more in reality. Conservatives can say, hey, I'm opinionated of how we should do things, but it's always based in reality, in something observable, demonstratable. But I digress. Let's check out this clip, this confrontation between Charlie Kirk and a liberal college student, I'm assuming.
Under Trump, it was $75,000 a year.
Interesting. I kind of just don't.
You care about ending war? Yeah, war's bad.
Did he actually end war?
Yeah, it was the first president in 32 years for no new wars for 4 years.
Interesting.
New war under Obama, new war under Bush, new war under Clinton, new war under Biden. No new wars under Donald Trump 4 years.
Right.
Right. I don't know. Stuff like this, like one thing I noticed too is like a lot of Democrats, they don't present themselves very well either. Right? You can say, oh, it's not media training, it's all there. No, they just come across very rude, condescending, not respectful. Right? They add all these things, and on top of the fact that they're a weird, bizarre party that let people pretend that they're the opposite gender, wear a dress, and get mad when their party get mad at behalf of these delusional people. But they have the audacity to call you weird and bizarre. 70% of America do not agree with transgenderism. So is America weird and bizarre because we keep pointing out how Democrats should not be taken seriously because they can't even tell you what a woman or a man is?
So hold on. I had another point. I had a lot.
Let me ask you this: what would change your vote for Trump, if anything?
Probably a lot. It would probably take a lot, because I mean the fact that he hasn't won the popular vote both terms that he ran, it's.
You know what that's like
I mean?
saying? That's like saying, well, I know the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. I totally get that, but did you guys know that the Ravens, they got more yards? It's a completely irrelevant criteria. You run to win the electoral vote. It's like, no, but we kicked more field goals. Yeah, but did you have more points? So the Electoral College is the ultimate tally of points, not how many yards you get.
Right.
That's the best analogy for the Electoral College versus the popular vote. And I talk about this all the time. Like, the only reason leftists win the popular vote is because they happen to, most of the Democratic states happen to be some of the most populous state. And if you factor in sanctuary cities, the population numbers, it slants things in the Democrats' favor. Now, I think I wanted to end off with this point here. I think I kind of want to talk about like narratives and some of the things that when I find out these things about Democrats, and they're the party that they want to look good and not actually be good. 1945, look at Hiroshima. Destroyed and able to rebuild itself in 2010. Detroit, 1945, and it still looks the same, if not worse than it was in 1945. The lesson, it's easier to come back from a nuclear strike than 5 decades of Democrat control of government. And I think this is the biggest factor into many people giving Republicans and Donald Trump a chance again, because they're starting to realize, hey, I'm not scared. I'm not going to fall for the fear mongering from the media, right? Because this is what the media does. I'm not going to be scared by the media, because end of the day, they're wrong about everything under the sun. They're wrong about COVID, right? They told me vaccines will keep me safe, and then there's studies coming out suggesting that. Let me show you the studies, actually, now that I brought it up. They told you, hey, COVID vaccines, they'll protect you against COVID. And the myth got shattered by real world data where they observe that mostly vaccinated people got COVID more often than unvaccinated people. So essentially, a polar opposite conclusion. And this is the problem with the left. They pretend that they have such better solutions, but their conclusions always seems to be wrong in reality. And now the newest kind of conclusions that liberals are trying to wish cast into reality is this: the tariffs is going to be bad for the markets, it's going to be bad for the American economy. And I think Scott Jennings have a good and reasonable counter, as he usually does. This is why they're giving him a raise. And let's take a look.
Corrections are not unusual. I mean, during the bull market from 2009 to 2020, I think we even had 5 corrections during that period. We tend to have them every couple of years. It's not unusual. They tend to be cyclical. There are other signs, I think, in the economy that are helping real people. Wholesale inflation is down. Consumer inflation is down. Gas prices are decreasing. Mortgage rates coming down. Egg prices are $4.89 today. They were $6.55 on January 21st. We've seen manufacturing jobs in the last jobs report go up. Private investment announcements are going up. And a whole bunch of nutty climate regulations have been eviscerated by this administration. So the stock market is one measurement. It's not unusual for corrections to occur, but there's a whole bunch of green shoots that I think we could look to and say, maybe there's some optimism to be had. He is articulating some parts of the strategy, and it all revolves around more manufacturing in the United States.
And any common sense person can see that coming. Like, this is what I'm talking about with the media. I think the media kind of facilitate this kind of hubris that the Democrats have right now. Is because the media will, like, I think I showed a stat before. Kamala Harris, during her run for president, she had 87% positive coverage. Donald Trump had 87% negative coverage. What did that tell you? That the mainstream media wasn't being objective when they were talking about the two candidates. The media wasn't being neutral. And I don't know if the media are fine with being perceived that way, but it doesn't help that journalists is seen as the most liberal profession in the world, because there's more liberals in journalism than conservatives and Republicans. And this is why Republican voices in journalism is so sought after. This is why Scott Jennings is getting his big pay raise. Because look at every panel he's on. He's the only one, or it's only other person that shares or is in the similar side that he is on. Always outnumbered by liberals. And he's able to hold his own because Scott Jennings knows what liberals are going to say, and liberals don't know what Scott Jennings is going to say. And this is why they always get taken aback when he comes in with his smackdowns in these discussions.
He believes strongly in the tariffs as a stimulant to American manufacturing. By the way, he is building ships. I heard you mention that. They've got a shipbuilding strategy too. But they strongly believe that they're going to encourage people to bring back investment. And they've had a number of huge investment announcements of manufacturing in a number of different sectors. That's their view. Now, does it all happen overnight? No. And I don't think anyone should be hysterical over the stock market on one day or 6 weeks. Corrections occur.
Exactly.
And the markets, move around. But this idea of trying to stimulate more manufacturing in the United States, that's the plan.
I'm all for that.
And he thinks it will work.
Have been for
Honestly, we all know this is just partisan politics, man. This is just partisan politics. They're just trying to make something out of nothing. They're just trying to, like I said, I've been saying this for forever. Malcolm X quote about the media is the most dangerous entity in the world, it holds true here. They're trying to get you to believe that Donald Trump is not good, not effective. He's making things worse, right? They're trying to create that narrative that you saw Mr. McBride, try to perpetrate in reality. Mr. McBride just said that Republicans are weird and bizarre, while he himself dressed up like a woman, wanting people to address him as ma'am. He don't think he's weird and bizarre, right? Everything, honestly, I think this is why they're so angry at their lack of influence, their lack of trust. If you tell a journalist, hey, you know that you're less trusted than a car salesman, they'll be appalled. They're like, what? Yeah. And this is how fake news end up resonating in the 2016s. Let's take a look because Benson, I think his name is, Trump's Treasury Secretary, he's going to tell you how, hey, from someone outside coming in, he starts realizing, oh, yeah, I see why Donald Trump calls them fake news.
When I was on the other side of the wall, I never really liked the term fake news. Now that I am on the inside and I can see what they're reporting, I think the term fake news probably isn't strong enough. It's really not. That they start with an a priori, they've written the story, and then they just kind of shape shift facts to back into it because.
And this is, I think this is the most astonishing thing about Democrats, and I think that this is why I say that Democrats, your accusation of MAGA being a cult is an admission of you being a cult, because you guys come up with conclusions and then you find the facts to back up your conclusion instead of letting the facts guide your conclusions. And this is what happened when reason, knowledge, intelligence, it doesn't have any guidance. When you can just think shit up, when you can just rationalize things. So that's one thing liberals are very good at. They're very good at rationalizing bad decisions. Oh, we should shut down the government to spite Trump. And then when Schumer sat back and thought about it, he's like, oh no, we don't want that to happen because look, we're going to give Trump so much more power with the government partially shut down. No. But they're so used to some superficial show. Progressive love a performative show. Progressive love to look good and not actually do something that's actually good. Oh, look, we spent $20 billion on homelessness. Homelessness increase. That's not good. But they want to run back to you, America, and brag about how, look, we spent $20 billion on homelessness. Aren't we good people? We invest in our communities. But look at the result. It didn't do anything. It made their communities worse. You trusted the wrong people. Oh, we got scammed by these fake nonprofits. Okay, where's the accountability? Where's the investigations? Why you didn't go after these people? Why you didn't call for these people to be investigated? And this is why liberals get dismissed as anti-American. Because you do things that benefit yourself, benefit your party at the expense of the American people. What's the point of fake news? What's the point of having an already preset conclusion that everything Donald Trump does is bad? Who does that benefit? It doesn't benefit Americans. It benefits who, though? Your party. And I know most journalists are Democrats. I know most journalists voted for Democrats, especially if you live in New York, San Francisco, where a lot of these news organizations are stationed at. I know you voted for a Democrat. And you don't think your bias is interrupting the effectiveness of your job? And this is why fake news resonated so well with the American people.
Oh, many of the stories that I've been involved with are just so far off, so far off. There was a story in the New York Times the other day that talked about 50% headcount decreases at the IRS. Nobody's talking about that. You know, these were on background, these were not named sources, and they're just trying to stir tumult during taxpayer filing season. I mean, it's crazy. When I was on the other side,
and the stuff about creating rumors, using anonymous sources to create stories, prime example is what happened with Don Jr. The Mediaite put out a report about how John Jr. is planning to run for president in 2028, undercutting J.D. Vance. And Donald Trump Jr. came out and said that this is full of ish. You telling me that I bust my ass to get J.D. Vance to be vice president to my father and just to run against him in 2028? This story is full of crap. And Mediaite had no comeback because they relied on anonymous sources. How I know you didn't just make shit up and just say, yeah, anonymous sources. Anonymous sources says that Kenny is the best YouTuber on YouTube. Oh, where do you get that from, Kenny? Anonymous sources. AKA, trust me, bro. This is why I think Democrats are so enraged that they lost the popular vote, because they can't sit here and pretend that they're the majority anymore. And I have a perfect segment to highlight this. This dude's going to get called out by this congresswoman for his fear-mongering. And this is what this is what I've been talking about. I've been talking about, like, Democrats love to project. They love to say that Donald Trump runs on division. No, Democrats run on division. Because if every American, regardless of their ethnic origins, all saw themselves as American first, there's no policy that will be beneficial to them. Democrats can only win by playing identity politics. Oh, black people don't vote for Republicans. You're an Hispanic. They're going to deport you. All they do is play division. That's all Democrats do. Democrats even admitted themselves that if the entire country saw themselves as one nation under God, Democrats wouldn't be able to win an election. I'm dead serious when I said that. This is why they're so scared of the colorblind mindset. That's why they're so scared of America first. This is why they love to push identity politics. Why they like to say, oh, white people are extreme threats to Americans. This is why they love to push these narratives, because it goes against their political agenda. It goes against their political goals. A united America is scary to a Democrat because Democrats can't pick. Like, if I took color out of it, let's think about it. If I took Democrats' ability to claim racism, sexism, sexual orientation, all that stuff, and only have to argue on the merits of, hey, how does your policies benefit Americans, or how the other side doesn't benefit Americans? Democrats are losing that debate. All you have to do is listen to them talk. But I digress. Let's listen to the CNN host get checked for his fear-mongering.
All you need to do is turn on the TV. Look at your show. It's nothing but fear-mongering. That's all the Democrats do. What's inflation doing? What's inflation? Up or down? Oh, it's down. What's the prices of eggs? Oh, they're down. What's the prices of mortgage? Oh, it's down, right? But we don't cover the positive things. We only cover the negative things.
Exactly, right? Positive thing here, negative thing here. The TV, they only want you to look here. And you're like, wait, but I heard, no, here, focus here, focus here. The media is the most dangerous entity in the Western Hemisphere. It can make the innocent guilty and the guilty innocent. It can make a good guy bad and a bad guy good. If I always say this, if the media had covered Joe Biden like they covered Donald Trump, Joe Biden would have been stepped down from running for president. He would even have ran for president in 2024 if the media had covered him like they covered Donald Trump. Every move Donald Trump make, the media's right there. But let Joe Biden, first month in office, people already knew, oh, yo, this man is mentally unfit to be president. We got speculations and rumors that his pardons for his son and his family was auto-pinned. People were like, who was really controlling the administration? But they're worried about Trump being influenced and controlled by Elon Musk. Make it make sense. This is why no one takes the media seriously. This is, and the funny part is, you may think, I used to think this, in the short term, this was a great benefit to the Democratic Party. In 2016, having the media on lock was a great benefit to the Democratic Party. It ensured that the Republican would never win the popular vote. But then with, independent content creators, with social media, the American people can pass notes to each other without being gatekept by CNN, MSNBC, Fox News of the world. We can just trade notes. Hey, look at this video. Oh, you say Trump said this? Show me the video. Oh, it looked like you made that up. Oh, you say Trump's a racist? Tell me how Trump's a racist. He did this, he did this. Oh, wait, look, there's videos of him getting the double ACP award. How did a racist, if he was racist, what happened? When did he become racist? And then you find out, hey, these people don't got the answers. These people pretend that they're smarter than you. These people pretend that they're intellectually superior. But it's all a show. All a show. These people are not smart. These politicians will come up like Hakeem Jeffries. He'll come up, act like he's competent, he knows what he's doing. But you find out everything he say is scripted. Then when you take him off the script, he don't know what to do. He don't know how to think on his feet. Same with these people. All they got is talking points. And they pretend the right has talking points. The right, I feel, are more authentic about where they stand and where they believe in. They're less scripted. I ain't say they're not scripted. They're less scripted than the left. The left have their talking points. They have their, oh, these are the lines that I have to abide by. Socialism is bad. Socialism is good. This is what the leftists will say. And if you say anything different, you're a bad person. This is the fear mongering. Oh, Donald Trump runs on fear. No, he doesn't. You guys run on fear. You say, look, Donald Trump is going to bring back slavery. He's going to put you back in chains. A quote from Joe Biden. Y'all run on fear. If you let Donald Trump win the election, it will be a dark day in American history. You guys fearmonger about Donald Trump. Donald Trump don't push it. It's your reaction to Donald Trump that creates the fear. You create this perception, and then you blast it all across your news waves. And luckily for social media, people are starting to tune you guys out, and I'm happy for it.
To get everyone worked up. So here's two things. This could be a potential problem, but it actually could be a potential long-term solution. But when you don't want to cover the other half, and all you talk about is the one half, of course that's what you're going to hear. I would prefer to give both sides of the story. That's what real news people used to do, is they would give both sides of the story. So one side of the story is, yes, potentially on the short term, listen, tariffs could cause us some discomfort, no question. But let's take a look at the long term. Do you think there's any benefits to the long term? I can share with you that there are benefits to the long term if we can get this on a level playing field. And that's what we need to do. Instead of just getting everyone all ginned up about, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. Let's talk about the vision on what we're actually trying to do, which is reverse the negative course and put America on track to be expected again.
A1 lecture. A1 lecture. A1 lecture. Imagine a congresswoman sitting here having to tell the news person how to do their job. Imagine that. Imagine that. And that's all Americans want. Hey, we want balanced news. When they talk about balanced news, I want the positive, I want the negative. Let me have it. Instead, they want to fearmonger. Oh my God, look how bad America is. Oh my God, look how bad Trump is. They want Trump to be the boogeyman. They want Trump to be the boogeyman. And I don't understand. My last thing. I don't understand. A lot of these like Democratic dudes, right? That they cry about everything. Like, sometimes I think Democratic dudes are some of the most entitled people in our society, right? What is the point what point does playing the race card get at what point, sorry guys, I can't read. At what point does playing the race card get old? It's exhausting. And it takes away from legitimate instances of racism. Imagine that. Imagine saying that, hey, a guy who's going to make millions of dollars is not going to be the number one pick. These are first world problems. And you cry, first world problems are akin to racism. The bar for racism has fallen very, very low. And this is what I talk about all the time. A lot about these black liberal dudes is that they're the worst offender of this. They cry about everything. Oh, you think I'm a dancer? Oh, you think I'm an athlete? Oh, you think I'm sure you go down the street and you see a white dude and you probably think he's a banker or something. I'm pretty sure you have some stereotypes for other races of people. You see a Mexican, you probably think he works in a construction site. I'm pretty sure you have stereotypes about other people. But for some reason, they love to feign and be a victim. I can't stand it, bro. I can't stand people no one likes a man complaining. That's something my mom used to tell me. That's how I grew up. My mom used to tell me, no one likes a man that complains. But all black dudes, sorry, not all black dudes, just 77% of them, all they do is complain about racism, bro. I'm tired. Every inconvenience in your life is due to racism. You that perfect? Is Deion Sanders' son a good player? Yes, he is. Is he a perfect player? No, he's not. So if he's not perfect, there's room to critique him. But because his draft stock fell, Tom Brady got drafted what? He was the last pick in the draft, I think. He was the last quarterback to be picked up. Tom Brady, arguably the greatest quarterback ever. He got picked last. White dude, last. Last quarterback. And this dude right here, Ryan Clark. The only reason I know about him because every time I hear this man on video, he's always crying about some race issue. I'm tired, bro. Tired of the crying, bro. Tired. It's annoying. Look, one thing, I'm never raising my kid to be like this guy. If my kid turned out like Ryan Clark, just know I disowned him. I'm sorry. I'm on that kind of energy today. Let's hear what he has to talk about, bro. I'm gonna give him 1 minute.
But we all know that they plant these certain reports or they say these certain things, and you do hear the word arrogant. Why is he arrogant? Because he won't walk into the meeting and bend the knee, or he won't sit in the meeting and question himself.
I like how I'm about to go in and pause the video. I like that.
Or his abilities or his knowledge and experience in the game. I don't believe that that's arrogance. I want a quarterback that's self-assured. I want a quarterback that could cut the film on, and when you ask him a question about why did you make this mistake, or why did you make this throw, or why was this the same way a coach or an offense coordinator would, because that's what he's going to have to do. And I've had conversations with Shedeur Sanders, and he can do that.
Can I come to this as you not being objective? But, this is sports. Sports is very intuitive. Sports is very subjective, right? You can have that feeling about him. Oh, I know him. Yeah, you know him. So, there's a little bias be at play. But end of the day, your player's not a perfect player. There's always room to critique somebody. There's always room. There's no such thing as a perfect human being. So he can be criticized. And just because, people don't like, it's the same thing with Trump. People don't like how bombastic Trump is. People don't like how sometimes how brash Trump comes across. But he owns it. He say, that's part of my personality. And people may not like him for that. There's people who won't vote for Trump because of that. But Trump say, hey, I'm still going to be me. I'm still going to perform. I'm still going to do what I'm going to do. No matter if I'm the first pick or the last pick, I'm still going to be me. That's all he had to say, and it would be a wrap. But no, he had to make it a race thing. Can you name me a white quarterback that was arrogant, confident? People thought he was going to be a locker room issue. Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel. And what happened to him? This is the same problem they have. Hey, Johnny Manziel, he's cocky. He's a very confident kid. Same thing they're saying about Shakur. But he wants to make it a race thing. Who's the real racist here? Who's the real racist here? And this is why black people, I'm holding y'all accountable. This is why black people are seen as some of the most racist people in America. White people say black people are more likely to be racist. White people, I said that. Black people said black people are more likely to be racist. Asian people say black people are more likely to be racist. Asian people say black people are more likely to be racist because of ish like this. Johnny Manziel had the same type of criticism. Arrogant, full of himself. A team is about to spend millions and millions of dollars for you to lead their team, their sports team, to put butts in the seats, to win games. They're trusting you with a lot of money, and they want to make sure that they see and they feel confident or comfortable. It's a two-way street. You're not entitled to this money. And this is where I think a lot of these sports analyst guys, especially these former athlete guys, this is where they get it wrong. You're not entitled to that money. They give you that money because you bring in more money than they're giving you. It ain't go, oh, yeah, you good here. No. You have to be able to be, it has to be a good relationship. If I can't, it don't matter how talented the guy is. If he's hard to work with, it's going to be a drawback on the team. And the teams are trying to vet to make sure of that. And because of that, a process that every quarterback, every player goes through, all of a sudden Shakur comes in because he's Deion Sanders' son. Oh, he's a black man. Oh, they're treating him different because he's a black man. But then I gave you an example, Johnny Manziel. Got nothing to say. But it's racism. You sure know it's racism. Stop treating black athletes, black quarterbacks any differently. Stop it. Y'all need some help with this ish. I'm tired of this ish. This is one of the reasons why people don't watch ESPN anymore. Because now every day y'all hustling. Every day y'all hustling. Every day y'all hustling. I'm tired, bro. I'm tired of hearing your hustle. Keep your excuses.
We all know that it's not just about him being Deion Sanders' son. It's about the bravado he carries. It's about the fact that he looks a certain way. It is about the fact that the color of his skin sometimes at that.
Where was this when LeVar Ball was in with Lonzo and LeVar Ball? The media hated LeVar Ball because he was arrogant, because he was a bombastic, because he took all the attention of the room. They were saying, "Oh, LeVar Ball is overshadowing his son, Lonzo. He's taking attention away from Lonzo." But this guy here, Deion Sanders, he could be a little bravado, whatever. I'm telling you, these people, bro.
Position can be questioned. And I believe Shedeur Sanders is going to have to deal with that until he gets on the field. Now, but we all know that they plant these certain reports.
I'm telling you, bro. And it's always somebody's trying to get me. Somebody's trying to get, it's not you effing up. Someone's trying to get me. Oh, it's this woman's fault that I got her pregnant. She was just trying to get me. End of the day, it was a two-way street. Tom Brady was drafted in the 6th round. Buck Purdy was the actual very last pick. Why racism? And let's see. Walk disagrees. At no point in the segment did RC said the word racist. He said the color of his skin could be a question because of the position he plays. He didn't say it was, black. Like I grew up around sports. Black athletes always been complaining about the fact that they believe that black quarterbacks are looked at over scrutinized. Oh, black quarterbacks have not been successful in the NBA, NFL, whatever. They always had this kind of, especially with the quarterback position. I always feel like there was always this race narrative with the quarterback position. I'm just like, yo, a good quarterback hasn't come out of that position yet. A black quarterback, whatever. Now what? I forgot the guy's name. I don't watch football, as you can tell. I don't watch football. But I'm just tired. It's like black people. The reason why you guys are losing the moral high ground when it comes to race is because a lot of people are starting to realize a lot of you guys use racism as an alibi for your shortcomings, an alibi for your mistakes, an alibi to avoid accountability. That's like our number one go-to. Oh, it's not my fault. It's racism here. Insert racism here. Oh, you offended me. It's because you are insert racist here. And it's getting too predictable. And I think a lot of Americans are starting to get tired of it. But alas, the show's coming to an end. I'm sorry about the choppiness. I don't know what the hell's going on with my internet today. My internet has always been consistent. It's always been strong. But for some reason, it wants to fail me right now. But hopefully it wasn't too bad of a viewing experience. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Great weekend, right? Trump stay winning. Democrats seemingly stay losing. Hopefully they get their act together next week. I highly doubt that. But, hey, we could be all surprised in the coming weeks. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section what you think. I'm thinking about changing the time of my live streams because I don't know. I kind of want to play around with my live streams. I kind of want to do it in a different time. Fridays is pretty packed for me. My son wants to start soccer again, so I may not be able to do it on Fridays. Let me know in the comment section what times you think will be better for me to host my live stream. And I'll take it into consideration. I'll probably make an announcement next week when I'm actually going to do my live stream or when's the live stream's new time and date. Let me know where you guys are more likely to watch it. I'll like to hear your feedback. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video if you feel so inclined. And I'll catch you guys on the next live stream. Peace.